Thank you for staying with us. My good name is Brian Sankwell. This is hashtag Y in the morning and the last part of the show for today. Now, we are delving into matters striking a work-life balance. Now, I believe striking a work-life balance still is very integral, especially for your mental well-being, literally your wellness at large, especially if you are a workaholic. But also, does what you practice professionally introduce you as a person? And then what is the difference between what you practice professionally and the real you who lives in the real world and the pressures that comes with being a professional? So how do you strike and navigate through, say, the pressures and the waves that come with that? And to help us debunk this conversation, especially in this Gen Z space, I'm engaging Jedidah Joseph. She's a youth leader, but then she's a teacher by profession. Mwalimu, teacher of math, alongside Omondi Otieno. He's an actor, a youth advocate, a content curator, plus many other things he does. So great to have you guys, and good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, you look a little bit scared. I don't know if it's your personality or you're not teachers, but they're teachers. Shout out to all teachers in the world, and shout out to you too as well. Teachers are like, I'd say, our first parents or our second parents. I think I was telling you that on the air, because there's a research that said we spend half of our lives with teachers more than even our own biological parents, which I found to be really profound. Yeah, I don't know, what do you make of the same? Is it a good thing that children spend most of their time with teachers as compared to their parents, like secondary parents, so to say?
Yeah, students spend most of the time with the teachers more than they do with their parents. Yeah. You'll find most of the time that the holidays are just their schools kind of, so they spend most of the time in schools. Yeah. Yeah,
for sure. Which is actually a good thing, but I don't like it ile design like wazazi wameachilia tu watoto wako na teacher and then kila kitu tu ni ongea na teacher. At least I believe it should be a relationship or a partnership between teacher and the child, and then now the parents. And
yeah,
it's a three-way traffic. What about you? What happens in your profession, Amondi?
Oh, well, actually I'm also a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a geography Kiswahili teacher.
Oh, geography Kiswahili, and then we do literature and
English and literature.
English and literature. So
yeah,
you guys are
about
meeting
what,
on TV. Okay.
Yeah, about what you've asked, I think it's really evident because a lot of students spend time in school because, like, let's take for example this short holiday. We have a 2 months holiday, but the Form 4s are in school doing the exams. But you find January to April, they're in school with their teachers, and that is why I also thank the CBC, because it will be a combination of both the parents and the teachers doing the work, at least to help their children in school.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And now that both of you are professionals, maybe to just get into the topic of the conversation, how do you strike, let's say, a healthy and a stable work-life balance, in a sense that you don't get so immersed or lost into what you practice professionally, but at least you have to spare a little bit of time for yourself? And also, now that you're a geography teacher, do people really call you teacher nyumbani, ama at home you're Omondi wetu na ukiwa shule wewe ni mwalimu?
It is really hard because the other year, last year when I was doing my attachment, the teachers also who I was teaching with, they were my teachers in high school. Wow. So you find it difficult calling you teacher. You find them calling you Mondi or Tieno, Constant. Yeah. Even the students, some of them are almost my age mates. So it's quite difficult. But
so how do you navigate through? It's like your peers. It's like peer-to-peer interaction. Yeah?
So you just have to be you, because personally I do a lot of things. I'm a dancer, I'm a content creator, so I have to balance.
You're a teacher, you're a youth advocate, an actor.
Yeah, so I have to balance between teaching and being me, the other side of me, because if you lose yourself in, let me give an example, because when I was coming here this morning, I was just walking down the runway, and I saw there's a gate person there working there, and he asked me, "We unakuja huko?" And I was like, nakuja hapo, but I was thinking, should I take tea first, then come, because I saw there was a place they were cooking some tea. Yeah. And I was like, I'm coming there, but I was just walking slowly, and when I reached at the gate, I went to greet him, but he was like, "Ongea, unataka nini?" I told him that I have an interview here. So I was like, this person, maybe it is not that is his attitude, but it's the work. I think he was tired. He can't balance between.
That was at the gate, at the entrance.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking a lot, because nikikuja kukusalimia like this way,
Yeah.
Then you're like, Sema. I'm like, okay. I think he has a lot of stress about balancing his work and his personality.
Right. Okay. That's a good example.
Yeah. Which, you know, about the topic, we talked of identity.
Yeah.
Identity just answers the question, who are you?
Yeah.
Maybe you are a cheerful person, you're normally happy, you are a comedian.
Yeah, and that's why I said, how do you separate between you being a teacher and plus all these things you do? So, do people still call you teacher at home, or at home your identity is Omondi? Yeah. At
home, they call me teacher.
They still call you teacher?
Yeah, because that is what I've studied for.
Right.
Yeah, and so when I'm just around, they call me constant teacher and you just have to find time to balance. When I'm in school, I'm in school. When I'm at home, I'm at home.
Yeah. And how do you separate between the professional and the real you? Also, maybe who is the real you? Because the real you is now the you that's a human being, and the teacher, I believe teacher is just a title, so to say.
Yeah, that's
a professional title, which is a good title. Yeah. So who is the real? Well, you said your name is your first one, Constant, because I think it was Omondi Otieno that was sent here. Yeah. So who is Constant Omondi Otieno? If you subtract teacher, actor, youth leader. Yeah.
A Constant Omondi is just a person who likes sharing a lot of information and joking a lot. And I like spending most of my time, let me say, researching, because I like information a lot, because I like talking, so I must have something to tell everyone.
Yeah, that's why you're on TV.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me shift this to Jedida. How do you separate what you do professionally and the real you? And also, maybe on the question of who, because identity is about answering the who. Yeah. And if you know who you are, you definitely cannot fall for anything, like they say. So how do you separate teacher Jedida versus the Jedida, the real human being outside the profession?
Okay, like Commander said, separating those two it's kind of different. Like it's difficult. You see, most of the time, maybe when students meet me on TikTok, they find my videos.
Oh, you're on TikTok. What's your TikTok handle, by the way?
JD.
Sema haraka.
JD.
JD, hivyo tu.
J-E-L-D-Y.
Please. And then hapo hivyo akiendelea kuongea.
So I find some students wanaenda hapo wanaangalia video zangu, and then in class they're like, "Cha, tulikuona TikTok."
Yeah.
And now you are like in the middle of a class, you are trying to bring them back to the class, to the topic, to what you are teaching. And now some of them are delving into what you are doing. They're outside you see? Yeah.
So how do you separate now teacher Jedida on TikTok versus the real you, who is just a human being?
You just build the character depending on the environment. Yeah, when it's time to class, all jokes aside, yeah, let's deal with class matter.
Yeah. Get into business mode ASAP. Yeah. But now, how would you define the you? Because, like I said, if you know who you are, you cannot be defined by anything. So how do you define yourself as you, Jedida, the person?
I'm a lady with a very different personality. I love dancing. Yeah, I love dancicals. Hobbies, traveling a lot.
Yeah, and one thing that's common from your definitions of the who is that you guys are talking about the things that you love doing. You said you love public speaking. You said you love talking. You're on TV. She's a teacher as well. She's on TikTok. But that's not like a professional title. Those are the personal things that you do that are likely to identify you as a person. So now, when it comes to identity, what do you believe are the things that, or say the components that build an identity of a person outside the professional practice that they do?
I think identity is built by the culture, your relationship, and the experiences around you. So the moments I interact with you will grab some of my behaviors. Identity builds behaviors, my choices and decisions of everyday life. Whatever I come here to say, it's my identity. My identity will define what I say, my choices and my behavior in each and everything that I do.
Your choices, your behavior,
Yeah.
As well as your mindset, yeah?
Sure.
And that's literally like your character, yeah. So let's say what you stand for and what you believe in actually makes up your identity, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. But also, when you look at that constant,
Yes.
most of us that probably maybe don't like things that everybody else likes or loves, does that make us awkward or remove us from society? But just like she said, the things you like, you do, you practice, your hobbies and everything make up the whole frame of who you are as a person. What of those that like or love doing things that society has deemed to be, question marks, they've attached question marks on it, yeah. Would you say that's still part of your character, or you need to change, and we rebuke you in the name of the Lord? Please change. Yeah.
That is also a very difficult thing to do, because when you are doing something, let's say, let me use teaching a lot, because when you're a teacher, you're expected to behave in a certain way, which the students inculcate your behavior too. So personally, I do dancing and I do acting. So my parents, when I go home, they are like, wewe inafaa ufunze bana, umepata shule ya kufunza? And I tell them, wacha kwanza nifanye acting kwanza, because through acting I do teach also, because I do set books and CRE, and also so you find that doing this other profession that you want to do and being you is very difficult, because the other time when I was in school, there was a art fest event that was taking place, and I told people that I'm a teacher, and they were like, when mwalimu aje?
They were stunned.
Yeah, because every evening I'm teaching, I have a dance class every evening, so they're like, see, when you dance, and you should be doing something like maybe business management, maybe what.
Yeah. Yes. Is it the personality transition or the dress code, so to say?
So, okay, let me use a very very awkward example.
Yeah.
Watu watanisamea to pastors.
Yeah, please go ahead. I love that. Go ahead.
Unapata when someone gets saved, let me use that.
Yeah, ameokoka.
Yeah. Kama alikuwa anavaa different, unapata ameanza kuvaa maybe suti kubwa kubwa, maybe koti kubwa, and hapo awali alikuwa anavaa vizuri. So you find that shifting also inaleta another behavior yenye people hawajakuzoea nayo sana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is mainly.
So you'd say your transition, being a dancer to a teacher, and then to a public speaker. There's a way it creates some sort of,
Exactly.
Oh, okay. But also, I'm looking at some of the things that say people do that you'd say, hapo sasa kama hiyo ndio identity yako bwana, wacha to visit either psychologist ama tukuombe.
Okay, sometimes the identity or the shift comes with the work you are doing. Maybe at school, the way I dress is not the way I dress at home.
Oh, for real? Okay. How different?
Okay, you dress according to the occasion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Kama naenda class, I dress like a teacher. Maybe huku nje naenda, maybe sherehe with my friends.
Yeah.
And then a student meet me on the way.
Yeah.
They're like, or other parents,
this is
or
not
their
teacher.
parents. Yeah,
this
all,
is somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm out huko TikTok, napata like, they are criticizing teachers. Like, how can you dress like this? You're a teacher. Yeah. And then
how are you dressed in the way that, that students are criticizing? So I thought it's just, like you're dressed well, you are elegantly dressed, let's say. Is it very much different from how you dress when you step into a classroom?
Not really.
Yeah. And what are they criticizing? Ama kuna ka-shocking factor mahali?
Wanafaa kuwa wanajua like there's life outside teaching.
Exactly.
There's life outside your work, your profession. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But also, is it possible that what you do takes up so much of who you are as a person that that's what people now view you as, like that's your identity?
Yeah.
If you allow yourself,
yeah,
at some point, if you allow yourself, your work will define you.
Yes.
It will define your identity. It's all about, if you work like this, you work like a teacher, you talk like a teacher, everything about you defines your profession.
Yeah, so it becomes difficult for people to separate teacher from Jedida, the person.
The real you.
Yeah, the real you, exactly. Who likes dancing, who likes dressing up and doing content on TikTok, and traveling. So, and being a teacher is more of a little bit serious, but you still stand firm. There's an interesting, yes, as you react on it, as I get an interesting read up, yes, Constant?
I just wanted to support what you were saying, because when you dress up in a certain way, people expect you to behave in a certain way. And maybe when you meet your students outside, like I have some that maybe text me on TikTok saying that mwalimu ukai mwalimu. So unapata ni ngumu to convince them that mambo ya class ni class, mambo ya inje ni inje. Yeah, and even when I was acting last year, this student I acted for, and currently she is with me where I study the Management University of Africa.
Yeah.
And she was like, ule alikuwa wewe na sasa hivi ni wewe.
Yeah.
So they find it difficult to know who am I, because I also have to live my life, and I also have to help the community. Yeah.
Right, interesting. I actually asked, I don't know if this is Claude or one of the GPTs.
Yes.
And one of the questions that kept on popping up is, how can your job affect your lifestyle? What do you make of that? Can your job really directly or indirectly affect how you live and operate in the world?
Yeah, it can affect you maybe positively or negatively.
Mm-hmm. How so?
If I talk of the positive side, let's say I'm a lazy person, who I like a lot of sleep and a lot of just watching. Then I find a job like this one, maybe being a journalist like you are. So I'll have to wake up maybe at 4, and maybe I used to wake up at 10, at 11. So it actually shapes me positively in that I will maintain that discipline and start working towards certain goals. And from that, you will realize some of the goals that are, or let me say, you will realize your identity or personality that you didn't know. Yeah, that is in the positive way. But in the negative way, there's a research that was done recently by about teachers, that if they continue working extra hard, they are sucked up, their energy is sucked up, and now the work output is not very effective, because unapata anafanya kazi sana hadi anasahau maisha yake. Yeah, maybe niko na shamba inafaa nilime, he is in school, maybe shule za nyumbani huko tunaenda shule Sunday to Sunday. Yeah, so you find that he forgets a lot of things, maybe has to spend time with the children, has to do what. Yeah. So it affects you maybe positively or negatively, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you believe can be the most appropriate way to do adjustments so that there's a work-life balance?
So the thing that you can do is actually, you have to first know your purpose, your identity. Yeah, I'm a teacher, yes, but am I an agriculturalist? Yeah. So if I go to school from Monday to Friday, what am I doing on Saturday? Because on Sundays, maybe people go to church. Yeah. So you have to balance. You just have to know, first identify your purpose, then you will be good to go.
Yeah, yes. What do you make of the same? Is it possible your work to affect your normal day-to-day living?
Lifestyle is basically how you live your life, how you live, your decisions, your experiences, your relationship, and all that. So
does being a teacher affect some facets of your life? Like
sure, it does.
It's likely to, yeah.
Yeah, it can totally reshape your life, maybe.
How so?
With the work pressure, that's the stress to meet the deadlines, the demands, the expectations of the workplaces. Yeah. Yeah. So you may focus on all those, maybe meeting the deadlines, and you forget about your personal life, your visions, your goals. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. There's this question where I think it's usually a statement that says, if you don't know who you are as a person, you can literally be swayed or fall for anything. Yeah. So how can we help young people know who they are, and what are some of the things that they can, let's say, that contribute to, let's say, the compartment or the frame of a person that makes them who they are as a person?
They ask themselves a question: what do they want in life? What do I want in life?
I want a car. I want a jet. I want a skyscraper. I want an Emmy nomination.
Yeah. And by defining,
can that answer part of my who as a person?
Who I want to be, what I want to be in life.
What I want in life,
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So by defining what you want in life, you'll be able to prioritize what you want, and your workplace or whatever is defining you won't be able to consume the whole of you.
Yeah, please explain up. That's an interesting explanation.
You'll be able to prioritize your hobbies, your passions, your goals, and then the workload. I mean, the stress with the work, it will not consume you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, for a person who can't, or they can't arrive at such a destination or a place where they're able to ask themselves, who am I really as a person? Do they need to go through some disasters? Maisha ya pige, so to say, ndo sasa kuja sema, hey, you know what, I need to call myself for a meeting and then do some self-introspection.
Yeah, sure. For example, you're in a relationship. Let's say so.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a teacher. I'm in a relationship. Maybe niko na hiyo exam ya kusahisha. Maybe hiyo nini
kusahisha.
The week phrase.
That word has been missing in my list. Kusahihisha. Is it kusahihisha or kusahisha?
Kusahihisha.
You know, you guys are teachers.
You're marking of the papers.
Nice.
Ina take from Monday to Friday. Maybe you have some classes and then your workload aijaisha by then.
Right.
So una extend to weekends. Maybe weekends unakuanga na some unaenda outings with their friends, with their loved ones.
Yeah.
So unaona sasa hakutakuwa na hiyo time ya kwenda out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So hapo uta lose your loved ones. Yeah, hiyo sasa ndo disaster.
Right.
Yeah.
So at what point now do you call yourself for a meeting, trying to figure out who you are? And I'll give you an interesting example. I don't want to use myself here. Less of me, more of the rest. When somebody is going through, let's say, the worst of the worst, and now they're doing each and everything to try and rebuild their life back again. And so wanaingia hii kazi, anatoka hii kazi, anarudi ingine, hii haiwork, anajaribu ingine, hii haiwork, ama zote zina work anyways. Good luck if that can be a big blessing. So how did they arrive to a place where they define themselves and know that, you know, me as Teacher Jedida, this is what I stand for and this is what I believe after I have been through all these storms? Yeah.
If I arrive at a work or a profession that's where I can balance my work, my hobbies, like I can balance my lifestyle, I think that's the way to go. Okay.
Constant, how do you define, I think the thing is, how do we help other people know who they are? What is the journey and the process of arriving there to defining who you are? And that's literally your identity as a person.
Okay, first, there's an example that you gave about doing this work, living, and this one living. There's a time I was called to go and work in a butchery. And nikafika hapo, then the person akanipatia kazi mingi mchana, nikakata nyama, nikafunga. Then nikafika jioni akanipatia 150. And the next day I didn't go back because ni aunti yangu alinitafutia hiyo kazi, nikamwambia hiyo kazi siwezi fanya because that was not me. Okay. So knowing who you are is just basically knowing what you want to do. You know, sometimes you normally sit down and start meditating. What can I do? What can't I do? So from that you can know who you are, because just doing any job, that will determine who you are. Acha niseme, tuseme napata salary ya 20,000. That salary will define who I am. Yeah. So if I don't sit down,
that's interesting.
Yeah. If you don't sit down and
at the same time.
Yeah. If you get a salary of 20,000, you will live in a house, and your budget will just roll around the 20,000. But if you get a salary of 1 million, you will live a very good lifestyle. And yeah, you will already have known, now what am I supposed to do with this 1 million? What am I supposed to do with this? Because now a lot of youths or a lot of us normally define our personality and identity with how much we earn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
is it about now material things that a lot of people attach themselves to and the levels?
Yeah, exactly. Because there's an argument that we had with my friend. He told me that mimi niko na pesa, lakini sasa shida ni pesa ngapi? Unaona? So when we are arguing, you have to tell me you have money, but how much? So that's something that a lot of youth, if we continue doing that, it will change our true identity and personality.
Yeah.
So you just have to sit down and at times also seek for help and go and ask maybe some of this guidance and counseling. How do you handle such situations? Because the main thing that causes someone to maybe miss his identity is a lot of work pressure. Yeah, like let's say I'm jobless, you know, I have to maybe survive, and from there is where you find that we now start focusing on surviving more than our purpose. So you just have to sit down and think about what do you want to do.
Yeah. But also, at what point do you say, I just don't know who I am anymore? Yeah. I don't know if you've ever had somebody say that, sijui mini nani. I might usually say, I just don't know what I've become. Like, sijui, sijielewi, haeleweki, hambiliki, asemezeki, you know.
Yeah, unaweza fika hiyo point unasema, mi hadi sijielewi. I've also done that once. Yeah.
Oh, what were the circumstances and the things that led you there?
There were many. There was a time that I was nikijoin to campus. I wanted to, you know, there's this story that ukifika campus, utakuwa na pesa from nowhere, like utakuwa na kono mzazi, nini. So there were a lot of things. And people are from different backgrounds. So I started doing a lot of work za shule, doing this. Unapata kama kuna kibarua shule naenda nafanya. And I was just not satisfied about what I was doing. Yeah, so at point ilikuwa inafika na hitu hata kazi nasema mimi sikuji. And at that moment sina pesa, you are at your lowest level. So that's when I was thinking, what am I doing and who am I? Then from there, I got a job now, not a serious job, but a theater job where I was acting and I was earning. And now I was doing something that I love and I'm also educating. So from that is where I did the turn back. And I started to realize now this is what I'm supposed to be doing and this is what I'm not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, interesting. Jedidah, what could make a person say, I just don't know who the hell I am? In fact, you know, others add even the F word, pale. I don't know who the monster I've become. Please, somebody help me. I need help. Help out. I don't know who I am. You know.
Sometimes it comes with the pressure or expectations from the society. You see, our parents want us, they want us to, okay, maybe, mtu kama mimi hapa. Najua wazazi wangu wako na expectations, like, ameenda university, she'll do this, after graduation, atapata hii kazi, and blah blah, you know. And then, mi nimekuja shule, nimemaliza, with all, so najua the circumstances, the difficulties, campus. Nimemaliza shule, and then after campus, I'm stuck, sina kazi. Maybe unapata kazi kama hii yenye amesema ya 150. Kuna zingine unaambiwa kuja utufulie, and then unaambiwa, unajiambia no, this can't define me. I'm a teacher. Then how comes
I deserve better.
How comes unaniambia nikuje nikufulie? Nikuje nikufanyie vitu kama hizi and you are paying me 150. You know, I myself nimekuwa nimeset expectations. Nimekuwa na expectations, maybe after campus nitalad kwa job fulani, nitapata hii mshahara fulani, you know. Hiyo sasa ndo pressure inakuconsume, and then you don't know who you really are now. Ujielewi sasa. And then you start living on the moment. Unajiambia, I don't want to think about tomorrow. Let me focus on today.
And that's survival mode actually. What you said.
Survival
like
mode.
I just want to get through the day.
Iishe
tu. Msiongelesha hata kesho. Kesho itajisort.
And that's how some youth are living today actually.
Would you say, judging from the example that you said, would you say a lot of people have identity problems because maybe of, not that they intended to, but because of the things and the events and the circumstances and experiences that they are going through, that's forcing them to be that way. But siku tu yenye atapata tu hiyo 5 million, mtajua yeye ni nani. Would you say that?
Okay, for example, mtu kama mimi, I'll give example with myself. Wameniwekea expectation, maybe my parents, my neighbors, the society.
Your siblings,
they have that picture of me, maybe.
Which is a good thing, by the way, because they hold you to a higher regard so that you work harder.
Okay, hiyo sasa ndo inakuniniwe mwenyewe
inakupea pressure sasa.
Inakupea pressure. Inakupea hiyo pressure. And then ile siku unapata hiyo, that opportunity, you shine. So I'll say the circumstances, the experiences, they define you. They identify you.
Let me come to you, Constantine. Why do you think there's an upsurge of identity crisis in the society we live in today, especially now that it's a Gen Z world? Mbona watu wengi hawajui wanaishia nini kwa maisha? Because that's, I believe, even knowing who you are is a great accomplishment to actually getting next to success is actually part of success. I find out who I am. Now I know who I am. I know better. You can't do. I don't know if you've met people who are conscious. You can't talk to me like that because I know who I am. Uwezi niambia hivyo because najua mimi ni nani. Ama utajua mimi ni nani ukiniongelesha hivyo. Sijui kama ushaisikia mtu akisema hivyo. Even in workspaces, yeah? So maybe what would you say is the reason that leads to people not knowing who they are? Like there's an upsurge of identity crisis in society today, especially with the Gen Zs.
I think it is the pressure, the societal pressure, because when you go to social media, when you go to social media and find someone your age living a different lifestyle, you also want to live that lifestyle.
Which is a good thing to admire. You want to be.
Yeah. But to admire,
where does it get to be a vice?
Yeah, but now to admire, yes, but how has he done it? You see, no, that's the difference.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
How
because
did he arrive at that success? Yeah.
Yeah, because there's someone. He was a Nigerian actor who said, before you venture into something, you have to learn a lot about it.
Yeah.
But if you have not learned how he did it, don't do it. That's why you find people being scammed. Now after you've been scammed, then you lose your identity.
Yeah.
You start thinking about, sasa juu maybe nimepoteza 200,000, what should I do? Unaona? Maybe juu nimefanya hivi, what should I do? Sasa hapo unapata mtu anaanza kurudi nyuma.
Yeah.
Anaanza maybe sasa kukua indoors, anajifungia because he cannot regain what he has lost.
That's depression kicking in now.
Exactly. So after that, unapata sasa mtu anaishi tu, acha tu bora maisha ikuwe vile itakuwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. Bora tu, that is the main thing ya youth ni hiyo tu social media pressure peke yake.
Yeah. So would you say that, what about, there's a time, but it's a government example, sitaki kuipeana hiyo. There's a time, I think in one of the, it was a parent who was complaining about sijui mto walienda kucheza sijui na nani and then wakarudi wakaanza kufanya vile. I'm arriving at this place. Do parents contribute into the makeup of, say, the composition of the profile of a child? Like how do fathers and mothers contribute to nurturing and nourishing your identity as a person? I don't know if you've heard these examples where people say, I was raised differently, mi siwezi kuwa huko. Yeah. Sisi kwetu watufanyangi hivyo, by the way, so skuji. You know, we don't talk like that here, please adjust. I don't know if you've heard people who are raised in a certain, or some certain homesteads, especially PKs, pastors' kids. They're not allowed to be in some certain social events. They're not allowed to interact and mingle with some certain people, because if they do, it's going to dent the personality and even the image of their mother or their father, who's a bishop on a big altar, you know. So would you say the resources and the input the parents, you know, give you as a child contributes to making up your identity and the way you appear in the world as a person?
A lot, because there's this phrase that parents like using. Kuwa kama mtoto wa nani. Yeah. Kuwa kama mtoto wa nani. Wewe unaonanga watoto wa nani wakifanya hivi.
Yeah.
So alafu
that comparison.
Yeah, mtoto when you are so young, you remember a lot and you master a lot. And like sasa vile sasa tunakuwa kubwa, you forget a lot. So ukianza kuambiwa kuwa kama nani. Now you start living their life. Let me say maybe I'm weak in mathematics, yeah?
Okay.
Then you start telling me, kuwa kama nani anapitanga hesabu. Now when I start focusing on this mathematics, I will fail on these other subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah, now when I pass on this mathematics, then you will start telling me, hizi zingine umeanguka kwa nini?
Yeah.
You see, so your parents act a lot in shaping, because now they will be putting you this way, that way. So when you find parents who know what you really want, they will put you in a direction where you have to be. Because me, like my parent, anajua mi na dance, na act.
Yeah, and they're supportive of it.
Yeah, and sometimes hata ananipigia simu ananiambia, kuna pastor wetu anafanya harusi, kuja kuwe MC huku.
Impressive.
Yeah, like in our graduation, there's some rumors that the president might come. So ananiambia, president akikuja, tayarisha kitu umfanyie.
What university is that?
Yeah, the Management University of Africa.
Okay, shout out.
So there are some rumors. So ananiambia,
president akuja, pull up in the building.
Yeah, okay. Akikuja, ensure umemwaktia kitu, sawa?
Yeah.
So you find that when the parent...
But don't miss out kwa hiyo part.
Yeah, I cannot. In fact, I've already planned something.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
So if a parent shapes you in the direction that you really want to be, you'll find that mtoto anagrow akijua yeye ni nani, anataka kufanya nini. Yeah, but kama atakuwa na kushift this way and that way, itakuwa ngumu sana.
Yeah, before I come to you, Jadida, what if your parents want you to be a nurse or a surgeon or a teacher, but you want to be a DJ, a dancer, a choreographer, you want to be an MC and a hype man? How do you say reconcile? Because that's a very big battle in the house.
Very, very
mtoto anataka kuwa DJ, mama anataka kuwa doctor, or kuwa nurse, or kuwa lawyer. How do you reconcile these two different worlds apart, living in the same household?
So that one takes a lot of, because that one now you have to consult with them, because they will be the one who will be paying your
But
fee.
most parents would refuse to come down to the level of the child and be like, msemo unasemaje, zit ni methali, asiyesikia la mkuu vunjika guu, ama asiyefunzwa na mamaye hufunzwa na ulimwengu. So that comes in. How do you reconcile it?
But can I shock you? You know, mamangu hakuwa anajua nafanya education.
Okay.
Hadi ni vile nilifika year 3. Alikuwa anajua nafanya something to do with bachelor in development studies. But me, because I wanted to do education, so I went and did education, then akakuja kujua baadaye. So you just have to do, maybe if you are doing something and you're doing it in the right way, they will be good with you. But let me say you're doing, unapenda sherehe, and an example of wacha nisijui ni muite MC Gogo, unasikia nasemanga, he is an MC but he does not drink. So if you're doing something in the right way, they will not have any problem with you.
Even if it's dancing. Okay. How do you reconcile the two different sides of the divide? Your dad wants you to be, you know, a surgeon, but you want to be, you know, a DJ and mix the decks at the club, get lit.
Okay, for me it's opposite. When I grew up, my dad alikuwa anaona potential in me. So alikuwa anaona ukimaliza hii nini campus, okay, ukimaliza form 4, join campus and ufanye maybe something to do with medicine. So kuna hiyo nini kupata hiyo medicine si rahisi. Unaelewa vitu kama
you had to get the grade for it, actually.
Not even the grade, KMTC. It's a bit difficult. So nikalan kwa education. At some point saa huwa na feel okay, sijai, the moment amekwambia kuwa daktari, hiyo kitu inaingianga kwa akili yako. So their behaviors, they shape your identity. Mi sikuwa nataka kuwa involved na hizo vitu za nini.
Uko unataka kuwa teacher, uko unataka kuwa nurse.
Sikuwa nataka vitu kama nini medicine at first, no. But the moment ameenda akirudia ikasink.
Started sinking and you growing.
So the moment nimemaliza form 4 naenda sasa akilenga niambia let me go for nursing. And then your nursing kaleta issue nikaingia education. So hata sasa ina feel no.
You feel like you did not.
So at some point the behaviors our parents, they shape us, they
the way
define
they
our
address
identity.
us, the way they nurture us, and the
the
skills that they put in us. Oh my goodness, we are out of time. We are ending this conversation at 9:50. So I want you guys to say your parting shots in 30 seconds, because there's an upcoming march coming next. So I want you to say your parting shot in terms of the youth who are out there that have been watching a portion of this conversation. How can they get to strike a balance between what they do professionally and who they are? And then you can say your social media, quick and fast. 30 seconds.
To my fellow youths, define yourself. Know who you are. Just find your values, your experiences. If you can't do that by yourself, seek expertise. Maybe a counselor, your parents, or whoever can define who you really are. Who can help you to define who you really are.
Okay. Socials? You
can find me on TikTok, ZD, X, Zedira Kadure.
Constant? How can the youth know who they are and strike a balance between what they do professionally?
What I can say is just a lot of pressure helps in knowing your identity. If you put yourself in a lot of pressure, you can know your identity, and you just have to do it, because if you don't do it, no one will do it for you. That is it. And my social media, you can find me everywhere at Constant Omondi. That is it.
Go there and get you dancing and get to see teacher content yako inakuanga
dances.
Dancing still. Hey, okay. Mukona choreographers right here. Constantine, who is also a teacher, I'm stunned. I'm shocked to learn that you're a teacher. Yeah. Constantine Omondi Otieno Felix, actor, youth advocate, teacher, dancer, all those good things, alongside Jidaida Joseph, a youth leader as well as a teacher, content creator as well. So check them out. And thank you so much as well for watching from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We will absolutely see you tomorrow bright and early right here with my co-star Stephanie Ayeta at Brian Soccer 101 at Y254 channel on the hashtag Y in the morning. Up next, Islamic marches coming up, so stay tuned.